For the last month, I've been using this, the new Lamzu PARO Aurora gaming mouse, and it's basically if you took a thorn and sucked all the fat out. This is Lamzu's more slimmer, more slender gaming mouse shape, and this thing is really interesting. Now, you probably have not seen this shape before, but it's actually not a new one. This Aurora model is a new mouse with an updated 3950 sensor, but the original Paro actually came out a while back. There just wasn't much fanfare about it. I'm guessing that's because they didn't push hard on the marketing and they didn't actually make all that much of that, because from what I recall, the Paro was discontinued and sold out pretty quick. I'm guessing that's because the original Paro had a 3395 sensor, and by the time it reached the market, it was a little bit behind its competition. And well, that doesn't really matter for performance, it does for marketing, so I'm guessing they just waited for this new Aurora update that not only has the updated specs, but also supports Lamzu's new web-based software that allows you to change gaming mouse settings without any downloads, and that's always a plus. But the key thing about this mouse is its shape, and I personally actually like this shape more than the Lamzu Thorn, which was always a little too big and puffy for me. This is different. This is a lot slimmer, a lot more slender, and I think is basically a Lamzuified Zowie EC3. You get a groove on the left side, just like on the EC3 for your thumb. The mouse tilts your hand rightwards, just like on the Zowie EC3, and you get a very tall centered hum that's left biased that fills out your palm quite a bit. However, this is a Lamzu shape. So what that means is, unlike the Zowie shapes that have deep grooves that force your fingers into specific spots, this is puffier, more rounded, and has flatter sides. Clicks are basically flat. The hump feels a little bit more bulbous and rounder and fills up my palm definitely more than my Zowie EC3. And the right side, for example, is flatter than on the EC3, giving me more surface area to have my fourth and pinky finger get control and grip on the mouse. Now, not everyone is gonna like Lamzu's philosophy on gaming mouse shapes, which is to make things flatter, puffier, and allow you to put your fingers however you want, giving you more flexibility in exchange for feeling locked in. But I think a lot of people do enjoy this gaming mouse, and I personally actually like this shape quite a bit more than the EC3. I like that it fills up my palm more, I like that it allows me to put my fingers in more places more easily, and I definitely feel more stable and able to exert more force on the shape than the EC3, thanks to the flatter, more vertical right side. As for size recommendations, if the EC3 is just nice or a little too small for you, this is going to be a great size for you. If you don't have access to a Zowie EC3 and you want some rough size recommendations, I think this will be a good fit for claw grip if your hand sizes are around 16.5, 17 centimeters long to 20 centimeters long. This is not a particularly big shape. Now, if you're trying to palm grip this mouse, I barely enjoy palm gripping this. As you can see, my fingers hang off the edge, so it's probably a good fit for palm grippers if your hand sizes are about 18 centimeters, 19 centimeters and below. Now, if you want to fingertip grip this mouse, it's quite small, and I think a lot of hands can actually fingertip grip this, so if your hands are anywhere above 18 centimeters long, you should have no problem. As for the coating of this mouse, it's not the grippiest. It's never been Lamzu's strong suit, but it does come with some awesome grip tape that I absolutely love, so I have no complaints. I think Lamzu's grip tape has actually improved a lot since the OG Atlantis, which is nice to see. As for the weight, this thing weighs about 48 grams without the mice feet, and with the mice feet is about 51. That's pretty light, and I think it's going to be sufficiently light for most people. And it's also about 10 grams lighter than the Zowie EC3DW that hasn't arrived yet, but it's going to be about 59-60 grams. I personally think this is a great weight, and it does that without any holes on the bottom. The weight balance is also pretty good. It is quite centered, though a little bit front heavy, ever so slightly, but no big deal. This is a palm or claw grip mouse mainly, and for those grips, this slight front bias weight isn't going to feel all that bad. The clicks on here are also pretty good. They feel very similar in style to the Lamzu Incas, the Hitscan Hyperlight, and the G Pro Superlight 2, so I'm guessing the clicks in here are Omron opticals, but I don't have confirmation on that. They feel really nice and really crisp, and as expected with Omron opticals, they're going to be quite light, have a chunky, clunky, slightly metallic pinging click to them, but they have a lot of tactility and snappiness, which I personally quite enjoy. There is no pre-travel and basically no post-travel, and there's only a little bit of sideways wobble when you press the mouse all the way down, which is fine. The scroll wheel is also an optical encoder, and it feels quite crisp and quite notchy. I do quite like this actually. And the thumb buttons are also really good. There is no pre-travel, very minimal post-travel, and very minimal sideways wobble whatsoever. Moving to the bottom of the mice feet are not actually pre-attached to the mouse. They comes with 2 sets in the box, which is great, way better than Razer for example, but they don't come pre-attached, and I'm guessing that's because Lamzu wants you to be able to put whatever feet you want without actually destroying the original skates. Or maybe it's a cost-saving measure. These skates though are definitely on a fast side, and they don't really give a lot of grip or a lot of control if that's what you're looking for. Now, Lamzu does include 2 sets of mice feet already, and I would really like to see if Lamzu could possibly include a set that's fast and a set that's slow instead. As for wireless performance, it's as good as expected. It doesn't come with the 8000Hz polling rate dongle in the box like the Lamzu Inca, which is a bit of a shame because I really think that most mice these days should come with at least 4K straight out of the box. But you can use 8K Hz with it if you want. It's good and performance is as expected. Battery life is also pretty solid too, lasting me about a week or 2 of use when I run it at 1000Hz polling rate. So, should you buy the Lamzu PARO Aurora? Now, its 2 main competitors are going to be the Zowie EC3 and the Pulsar X Lite V4 size 1. Now, compared to the EC3, I see no reason to get that over this. This is significantly cheaper, it's lighter, and the thing is, well, the Zowie has advantages like better build quality and a charging dock. I don't think it's enough to justify the massive price difference, especially considering how this trades blows and has advantages over the Zowie. Plus, I think the changes they've made to that EC3 shape with the Paro is more appealing to a more general audience. Now, compared with the Pulsar X Lite V4, it's a different story that really boils down to which one you like more subjectively. If you like the EC3 shape and you want the closest alternative to the EC3, the Lamzu PARO is going to be the better choice since it's much closer to the EC3. But the X Lite does have some advantages. It has a bit more of a different shape. It's flatter and it doesn't tilt your hand as much, and it does have a little bit more grooving on the sides and on the clicks to guide your fingers a little bit more. All in all though, while it trades blows with a modern competitor like the Pulsar X Lite, it absolutely decimates the EC3, which is what I think is the main target for this. And if that's the case, job well done.